Hey, hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so Saggies, let's go with this deck. All right, so we're going to get into a Valentine's Day message. Sag, sorry I didn't get this one out to you guys yesterday. I was trying, but I got home late and then I was just so tired. I thought I was going to come down with a head cold. So, anyway, guys, stay healthy, stay well, but let's get to this tonight, shall we? So, we do have the Seven of Swords along with the King of Swords. We start with lies, but then we also have what seems to be very honorable Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And I'm going to say this seems like it starts out with big drama. I don't know if we have a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius masculine who's interested in Sag, and we have somebody else interested in them who's going to become like a distractor or try to interfere, try to intercept, or not allow him to reach out towards Sag. There's something here where it's like this person is either going to say something to Sag that would, make Sag question whether or not this King of Swords is really like interested in them or is a good guy or gal. Yeah. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody wants to sabotage. What is this? This is crazy. I mean, this is extremes. This is somebody wanting to either hoard the King of Swords for themselves. Eight of Cups. They want Sag to turn on their heel and strut away. So this Valentine's message could be filled with drama. It's drama. We got drama coming in. Hang on. Why are you doing this? Page of Cups, High Priestess. I mean, it could be as simple as because I want them from me and I know that they're interested in you. Do you have any right to want to hold on to this King of Swords? Like, is this one of those situations where this is, the person who's actually currently dating the King of Swords or something? Knight of Wands. No, it's somebody that maybe this King of Swords was interested in, I'm going to say her, because we saw a feminine already. Sorry, I didn't make my necklace any more straight, did I? There we go. This could have been somebody that they had designs on, or maybe these two dated, maybe they had a little bit of a fling, whatever it was. But this is somebody who wants to hold on to the King of Swords because they're attracted to the King of Swords. King of Swords, do you want anything to do with this serpent? Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Well, that actually says that they have a soulmate connection and that this person is very generous with them. Hierophant. Ooh, hang on now. Are you having an awareness or an awakening that this person, although a soulmate, is not who you want to be with? Three of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, sideways. Okay, so we're in a really strange moment right now. I don't think that they were married to this person. I think, okay, so the situation's a little complex, right? So we have a King of Swords who had maybe a friends with benefit type of scenario with this Queen of Pentacles. It could have been someone that they worked with, whatever it was. It's like, oh yeah, we were pals. Then either, I mean, maybe it's not even a friends with benefit thing. Maybe it's just like, oh no, that's my coworker. We get along terrific. And they are oblivious to the fact that she has the red hots for them and wants them bad. Because it could be, what do you mean? I think we're pals, but it is starting to click that I think that they're starting to make overtures toward me that are more than just friendly, and I'm going to need to extricate myself a little bit so I'm not too, because the lines are getting blurred. The King of Swords isn't a dummy, but nobody knows what goes on somebody else's head, and a relationship that started out, I mean, respectful, feels like, soulmate energy. Well, soulmates are friends, they're buds, they're people that work together, that get along great, great friends. But and the High Priestess can be emotions that are hidden. If we have a feminine, so we'll say Queen of Pentacles, who has become very attracted to the King of Swords and has decided they're mine, the King of Swords is just now picking up on that vibe that like, whoa, I kind of think they're thinking that I am a rival, you know, or that Sag is a rival for them, as if they have that place in my heart. I'm going to need to withdraw from that part, but I don't want to hurt this person and I don't want to be offensive. I feel like everything's very murky, okay? And keep in mind the lies and the juggling and all that, that again says it's very murky. So whatever this Queen of Pentacles is doing to try to lay claim to the King of Swords is also still a little, like, she seems so sweet and so nice, right? You can't even tell she's a serpent. She's covered in roses and flowers. I'm going to say all of this is difficult for the King of Swords to navigate because he may be completely innocent. He may have never expressed interest in her. There was no friends with benefit thing. There was nothing. He's apparently, though, being, I'll just say blocked from approaching Sag, but she's doing it in a different way. Maybe 2 layers of blockage. She's either trying to insinuate herself into the King of Swords world, and he doesn't really want that, not in a romantic sense. But then she's also possibly going to lay some foundation to try to like poison the well. So Sag will want to walk away, you know, either say something unflattering about him to Sag or just imply to Sag that, oh, they're, you know, they're so sweet to me. They're my Valentine, you know, and Sag is like, oh, okay, they definitely don't like me then. They want Sag to go. Wow, this is crazy. So we have a very jealous person around Valentine's Day because they want something that isn't theirs. I mean, they want the King of Swords. Let me ask, King of Swords, what are your emotions towards Sag? Strength card. They have very strong emotions towards Sag. And I would argue they probably really feel a connection to Sag. The Messenger of Coins, they're trying to reach out to Sag. Oh boy. What are your emotions toward the Queen of Pentacles? I know we already saw like soulmate energy. Nurturer of Cups, which is Queen of Cups. I know there's a masculine on this card, but that's actually feminine. Look, they maybe did the dumbest thing ever by letting themselves be like, you know, like, and we could reverse this either way, but you know how it's like a female who hangs out with the guys can be looked at as one of the guys. Then meanwhile, he may have, you know, been a colleague, coworker, whatever to her, and then kind of like played the role of like one of the girls, you know, like, oh yeah, well, we're pals at work. And it's kind of like, you know, we're the girls. I give her unsolicited advice about, you know, whatever, her outfit and stuff. But that's because I'm not interested in her like that. So I'm talking to her, you know, like a friend. It's just that card makes us play on a few different energies because this says they emotionally care about her. And they even think she's kind of lonely with the Hermit. Now, granted, the King of Swords could have been lonely and also enjoyed her company at an emotional level. I don't know, though. I think in the nicest of ways, I think whoever this serpent person is, the Queen of Pentacles, I think that Queen of Pentacles could be a Virgo, first off, but they could be someone who is really like nice, but if anything, she may feel like her emotions have been played with because he may have had a lot of warmth toward her, but that's just not where his heart is. He wants to be with a Sagittarius. This King of Swords wants to be with a Sag, but he either, I mean, maybe unfortunately he did play with that Queen of Pentacles emotions, thinks she's so great. Oh, she's so wonderful. She really is, but it's Sag that they really care about. What are you going to do in regards to Sag? 7 of Wands. For some reason, he acts like it's hard to get to Sag. What's the obstacle here? 9 of Pentacles. Sag seems single and wanting to be single. Mastery of Cups. This is who they want to give their emotions to, though. This is now the King of Cups with a feminine on it at this time. They inverted it on that in this deck. Look, they want to give their whole heart to Sag. Let me ask them the $1 million question here. Sag, do you want them Eight of Wands, Two of Swords. No. It looks like all of this is so wild because Sag is like, I blocked them and I've been moving forward. Okay, so hang on. Because they want to reach out to Sag. Sag doesn't want them. They don't want the Queen of Pentacles, but the Queen of Pentacles is trying to sabotage something. And this is so crazy because none of this nonsense is necessary. We have an Ace of Swords and we have the Temperance. You know, the one thing in all this, that Queen of Pentacles, that they saw her as, yeah, she was upright. Meaning she wasn't somebody who should have been lying and sabotaging. Do you know what I just realized? Maybe he's been the liar all this time. Maybe he has been stringing along and won't admit it, has been stringing along a Queen of Swords, or excuse me, a Queen of Pentacles all this time while juggling to try to decide, would I want her? Not really, not if I could have Sag instead. I don't really want to be a King of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. I don't really want to. I really want that Sag instead. Maybe he's not honorable. Because this didn't make sense to me either, how he's so changeable, right? It was like, oh, well, you know, when I asked again about him, it's like, well, I did say a bunch of loving things toward the Queen of Pentacles. And he keeps saying that he loves that Queen of Pentacles. She's so great. She's a soulmate. But what he really wants is to get to Sag, but Sag is blocking him. He wants to give all his emotions to Sag. And when we keep asking about Sag, Sag is like, dude, I cut him free, cut him loose. I'm good without him. So hang on. Why would all of this other nonsense even come up? You know, Sag shouldn't even have to be a part of this. If Sag cut this person out of their life, and this person is, you know, this King of Swords, created some kind of added drama between themselves and a Queen of Pentacles. And, oh gosh, I just don't even know what this is all about. Why would this even show up on Sag's side? Sag shouldn't have to deal with this. Three of Wands in the reverse, Two of Wands upright. There is something about a choice Sag is about to make right now. Maybe that's where we're at. Maybe it's during this Valentine's Day. Sag is coming to this conclusion right now. I am thoroughly and utterly done with that King of Swords. I don't want to hear from them. I've just made the decision. I'm going in a new direction. Sag might meet somebody new all of a sudden as well. But it could also be that, like, I've found the answer in my own head and heart. I want to be free of this King of Swords. Hang on now. Sag, what is your opinion then of the King of Swords? Page of Coins. Really immature. Really immature. Do you know anything about their dalliance or whatever it was with the Queen of Pentacles? Four of Coins sideways. Something about, like, yeah, I think they messed with somebody else's head. I think that they, in general, might be somebody who can't decide what they want. I definitely think that I knew that they had messed with some Queen of Pentacles. Maybe, you know, we talked about it almost like we were, it's weird because it feels like, you know how I was describing this King of Swords at first, and I thought it was the Queen of Pentacles who was like latching on to them. But then finally I'm like, wait a second, did I read that wrong? And it's actually him who's been lying to himself all this time about he's the one who plays games with the Queen of Pentacles, but really wants Sag. I'm wondering if Sag has instead been the person who's like, look, I was trying to, you know, look at him like at least as a friend, but really I'm not that into him. And yet at the beginning, I was thinking he was saying this Queen of Pentacles is a friend, but I'm not that into her. I didn't know she was so attracted to me. I'm wondering if this is the role Sag feels toward the King of Swords. This is a really, it's like things aren't what they seem in this story, right? Sag doesn't want them. And Sag knows something about their interaction with the Queen of Pentacles, almost like maybe they talked about the Queen of Pentacles to Sag, like trying to build a relationship. Yeah, Knight of Cups, trying to like build some relationship with Sag. Like, yeah, well, you know, there's this this Queen of Pentacles who really kind of still wants me. And, I just don't really think that, I can't see me with her. Like maybe they were trying to say all of this to Sag at some point, and Sag just kind of like, dude, all you look like is somebody who strings people along. I was trying to be your friend, but honestly, I don't want to date you. I definitely do not want to date you. Because there is something about some lies and talking behind somebody's back and some agenda. But what's so crazy is I misread all this at the beginning. The King of Swords seems to be the person who is making this big storyline. In fact, let me, just so our Queen of Pentacles can clear her good name, Queen of Pentacles, do you want to say anything about this King of Swords? Strength card, she says, my intuition told me 9 of Wands, get over him. Okay, so maybe she was hurt over the way he had treated her. 2 of Wands in the reverse. She doesn't want him now. She's done with him now. Did you know he was in love with a Sag? Queen of Cups in the reverse. 3 of Wands upright. He may have told the Queen of Pentacles a whopper and said something about like, oh, my karmic ex, no, I'm struggling to, get into, I'm not ready for a relationship while I'm still dealing with a karmic ex, he may badmouth people, which is so crazy. If this person badmouths people, badmouths 2 different women to one another. Oh gosh, this is such a crazy story. I did not expect the layers of intrigue, but I should have, because just because somebody says that they're telling the truth, that can be the lie, like, oh, you can trust me. And they're the telling the biggest whoppers of all. And they're the ones juggling. They also flip-flop from a masculine to feminine energy a lot. Like they, I wonder if this person is, maybe they don't have a great like grasp of their own identity. Like maybe that's why they play a lot of weird games in this. Okay, so can I just ask if Sag is totally done with this person? What does Sag get instead on Valentine's? We have a Knight of Swords. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have the Magician. We have the Moon in the reverse. I do think Sag, once and for all, gets to move on. I do think that person, that King of Swords, is probably going to try to reach out to Sag. I think Sag perhaps sees whatever their behavior is for what it is. And I think at the same time, Sag says, it's been a long time coming, but I've actually manifested moving in a different direction. And I think Sag is going to be able to close a door with somebody who is really trying to get into their world. Sag ends up meeting a King of Wands. I think Sag is much more suited to a King of Wands than this King of Swords. Emperor, Tower, this is so crazy. Sag could wind up taking themselves out for a glass of wine and going, ugh, I just do not want to, like, there's somebody who's been chasing me around. And honestly, it's just so, I don't want that person and all their drama and all of that. I don't want anything to do with them. I need to tell them, please stop. And now I'm going out just to get out of the house. And Sag could meet somebody who is so wonderful, who is such a great match for them. And it's like, oh my God, I would never have just said, I just need to get out of the house because I'm so tired. I don't want to hear anything more from this King of Swords. I texted him and told him, please stop. And now Sag, that's like the moment that Sag is so willing to meet somebody else, because it's like, yes, please let me meet somebody else. It's so funny that this is like a fed up energy, and that's how Sag meets a person that could be great for them and finally puts an end to this nonsense with this King of Swords. Hallelujah to that. Sorry it was a mixed up mess, but I'm so happy for our Sag. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.